Our best wishes to Governor Terry Branstad. We hope he's okay. He's spending the night in a Des Moines hospital after suffering from some flu-like symptoms. From all of us here, with all due respect, we say get well, Governor. We know he is a big fan of the Iowa caucuses. There's some talk, though, now that the establishment candidates might skip the caucuses in 2016. So, Governor, if you're watching from your hospital room, here's our question. Campbell, it's a hardy perennial at this point. How important will the Iowa caucuses be? Can people skip them this time?
I do think Iowa was important, but I think we're putting too much emphasis on this past event in Iowa. I mean, can we debunk the notion that Steve King is a kingmaker? I mean, think about the last two people that he endorsed. Fred Thompson, Rick Santorum.
He drew these people to the event. He drew lots of activists. He drew 150 national media. But will the caucuses be important?
But
can you skip them?
I don't know if you can skip them, but I don't know that they are going to be as important necessarily given the number of people in the race. But I also think that this event wasn't necessarily representative of the Iowa electorate, and certainly not representative of the Republican electorate.
There's a big establishment vote, as Romney proved getting in late last time. My view now is if we stay on this trajectory, and this is the most wide open and competitive Republican nomination fight any of us can remember, you can't skip Iowa because everybody's going to be focused on the first event. And if you're an establishment candidate, guess what? You can win this with 19% of the vote.
But I don't think the Republican nominee is going to be chosen by the 800 people in Steve King's garage. I don't think that was representative of the electorate more generally.
There's a huge percentage of the electorate is represented in that room. I mean, that's who turns out in the caucuses more than anyone else. Yes, there's a big establishment vote. But I think that on almost every issue, Steve King, the liberals can say he's so far to the right. The fact is, he's where the party is on almost every issue. He's not farther to the right than the Republican Party.
But you don't think the endorsements of, and not just in Iowa, Joni Ernst or the governor of Iowa are much more important than Steve King? And looking at Nikki Haley or Kelly Ayotte or Sandoval.
No, not in Iowa. Not in Iowa. I mean, look, they all went for a reason. They all went to, as we like to say, kiss the king ring. And like I said, his positions are not so far right. He uses inflammatory rhetoric sometimes. It gets him in trouble, says things that people will denounce. But look, he's not being denounced by Mitt Romney. He's not being denounced by Jeb Bush. He's not being denounced by anybody. They didn't go to the event, but they're not afraid of him. They're not afraid of his embrace. I bet they take his endorsement.
Well, we'll see.
Might be a mistake, but I bet they take it.